In this video, I'm going to cover how I exit a stock and the things that I look for when I'm going to exit a position. Hello stock traders, I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I do a lot of work putting these together, so if you can please do me a huge favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. So much of how you exit a stock has to do with how long you plan on being in that particular position. I always have a strategy behind any stock that I decide to enter, and so I have a strategy not only how I'm going to get into it, but I have a strategy of how I'm going to exit. If this happens, I'm going to leave the stock because of this reason. It is so important that you develop these strategies, that you don't just randomly buy stocks, that you have a strategy behind trading those stocks if you're a stock trader. Now, if you plan on buying a stock and holding it for 10 years, then this video probably isn't even for you. But for those of us who want bigger gains than just what the market moves every year, learning how to enter and exit a stock in shorter time frames is imperative to getting big gains each and every year. For example, my number one strategy is my insider swing play, and most of those investments are 3 to 5 days. It is really important not to hold those longer than that, because then you get too far away from the catalyst. My second favorite right now is my PDUFA run-up strategy that's about a 3-week hold. That is on bios that have an upcoming FDA decision on a PDUFA drug. For me, exiting stocks is an art form, but it's easy enough to learn the system that I use. Alright, let's go to the chart to see what I'm looking for to exit a stock. The very first thing that happens is I pay very close attention to the RSI. If I'm doing short term and I'm looking at the 1-minute chart, then I'm looking for when the RSI becomes overheated. When it does on any particular stock, if I'm doing a day trade, then I consider exiting at that position. So if I see that it's overheated, that is a good time to get out because you are getting out really close to a peak. Another thing that I look for, and also that is very important, is I look for a negative cross of the MACD. So seeing this negative cross here tells me it's time to probably get out of that. We could be looking at a serious dip. You can see where this happens again here. We are overheated on the RSI, and once it gets there, it does not stay there long. That's when sellers become very, very anxious and they pour into the market to sell that position. You can see that really here as this happens. And then we have the MACD negative cross, which again, this is the time to get out because the stock price is going down, or the ETF price in this case. So number one, RSI overheated, sell. Number two, if you have a negative cross of the MACD, sell. The MACD that I have set up here is the 12, 26, and 9 for those of you out there who want to match the different charts that I have up here. Now, in a midterm type strategy, let's say something I'm looking at for shorter time frame. Well, within a couple of days, if I have a strategy that fits that, then I will go to the 1-hour chart. Looking at the SPY here, you can easily see where we've had a negative cross here. So this is an indication to me. Also, the RSI is pretty overheated here. So to have the negative cross and the RSI overheated tends to spell doom for where this stock price is going. So as you can see here on this ETF, that indeed it really dipped. This was the time to get out. And so that is what I look for when I'm exiting. We have an RSI that's overheated, and even on the 1-hour chart, I'm looking at kind of the same things as the 1-minute chart. Now, my PDUFA run-up strategy is a big strategy that I use each and every day. So I have this set to the daily chart. And so there are things to kind of look for and when is a good time to enter and exit the stock. So as you can see here, we never got an RSI that was overheated, but we had a negative cross of the MACD. This would have been a good time to get out. This is our first signal here on the daily chart. And you can see here what happened afterwards. Boy, just terrible drop. So it is so important to follow these type of indicators. And when I see a negative cross of the MACD, I know it's done its thing. We're done. You can also see it here when the RSI got way overheated and this stock got all the way up to $22. It was time to exit, and you can see what happened right after. The stock market game is mostly entries and exit points. If you can master these, you can really make a lot of money in the stock market. It is so important though that you have the discipline that when you see those negative factors that you actually sell out. And again, that goes to having a great strategy in trading stocks. If with your strategy, if you say at the beginning that if I see this or this, I'm going to exit the stock, and then you see those things and you don't exit and then you lose a lot of money, well then that's your fault. You need to have a plan. So for me, it's when the RSI is overheated. The second time to exit is if I see the MACD cross negative on the daily chart. And of course, all of that depends on what type of investment I am doing. If you are looking for great stock strategies, then I recommend you check out our Patreon group. We have a link in the description down below. For the small amount of money that it costs, you'll be very glad that you joined. With just one great trade, you will pay for multiple months of this service. Anyway, I hope to see you there. As always, I wish all of you the best in the stock market, and I hope that you are successful out there. If you have any further questions, please reach out in the comment section down below. I so appreciate all of you, and Raythoven out.